Hey guys, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you around my completed-ish starter base. And I thought, since I'm going to be sharing the save file at the end of this video, I'd do something a little bit different. I'm not just going to wander around and chatter on like I normally do. I'm going to show you things I would like you to look at when you download the save, and things I'd rather you didn't look at when you download the save. So let's crack on with the first thing I'd like you to take a look at. The first thing I'm going to show you is this beautiful statue, which, well, I didn't actually make, but it is made by the amazing creator Excited, and he donated this very kindly to my save, and you'll see it dotted around all over the place. But it brings me to a point that I will be sharing the newer blueprints I've made in this save on my Discord, but I won't be sharing this one, mainly because it's not mine to share. It's a wicked little statue they made for me to put around my base because I couldn't figure out how to do one, and they are a much more talented builder than I am. But yeah, I'll show you this one because this is the only one I've put a plaque on. But yeah, go and check it out when you get the save and marvel at his skill. But on to the next thing that I don't want you to see. Okay, and for the first thing I'd rather you didn't look at, but I mean you're welcome to if you really want to, is hidden under here. Now you can see I've kind of blocked the bottom of this. I've done it all the way around, and I'm hoping from a distance you won't really notice and you still get the illusion that it's kind of open at the bottom. But if we take a little look inside here, I'm going to remove these, I'll put them back in the save, you will see some spaghetti. None of it clips, but it is it's not the neatest in the entire world. And this is one of the reasons I say this save is finished. Oh, horrible plant clip in there. Because I'm not going to fix this. And maybe one day I'll come back and fix it, but right now I don't really care. It's hidden under here, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about throughout this save is when I consider a build finished. You could say this isn't finished because this isn't neat and tidy and lovely, but to be honest, I've hidden it away. I don't really care about it. I ain't ever going to come back under here. So for me, this is finished. For other people, you might want to do a bit of a better job than this. You might want to make it more neat, more tidy. But I'm not going to. I don't want to, and that's the thing with Satisfactory. It makes it great. You do things to the level you want. I did a lot of architecture around here and a lot of great stuff, and this is a round building. Feeding everything in here was a nightmare. There's a lot more spaghetti hidden underneath if you want to go and find it, but I'm happy. I'm fine, and I think that's the thing you have to learn in this game is like where you finish is where you're happy. You know, where you're happy to go. Yep, I'm cool with leaving this like this. Everything else in the save I'm happy with, so that's this bit. But now on to another bit that I would like you to go and have a look at. So I've popped back over here near Excited's beautiful statue to show you one of the factories I added since you've last seen this, which is my AI limiter factory. I wasn't sure if I was going to add one of these, but I thought it is one of the most useful components, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it. We have the miner down here that is providing copper to go up there, and the iron is coming from another node somewhere else, I can't remember. And they both feed up into here. First I'll show you actually down this bottom layer here, we have all the manufacturers making the AI limiters, there they are. See the copper sheets are coming down from upstairs, and if I come out of photo mode here, go away. This here has the quick wire, which is coming from my quick wire setup, which I will show you later. And then if you go upstairs, here we will see where the copper sheets are actually being made. So you have a couple of foundries around here making the copper, which feed around, or they feed underneath here to these constructors, each making the copper sheets that are needed for the AI limiters. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I quite liked the idea of having a factory where you have this massive overhang over the miner and the pillars, and a smaller section of building down here. I wanted to do some arches going up this way. I couldn't figure out how to get them into the design. So again, maybe that's something I'll come back and add later. But as I'll talk about carrying on with this video, I have finished it to a point where I'm happy with it, and if it stays like this, I'm happy with this base as it is. But there's plenty of little bits and pieces I can come back and add. If I get bored with other projects, I can come back and have a fiddle around with here. But I'll talk more about that as we go on. And now I'm going to show you another thing that I'd rather you didn't look at. And so the next thing I'd rather you didn't look at or notice is all the bits I've forgotten to paint. Now, I have been round this whole entire base and painted every single bit I've missed or found, but obviously I've probably missed some bits somewhere, like this bit. And to tell you the truth, I've been around this factory twice doing that, because I did it once and then the game crashed and it hadn't saved, so I had to do it all over again. So there are probably plenty of bits I've forgotten or missed or not painted properly. If you spot them, I mean, you can drop them in the comments if you want, and I probably will come back and fix them, because these are little bits that I do need to fix around the factory. And again, as I'm playing the game for the next 2, 3, 4, 10,000 hours, who knows, as I'm completing this save, and I notice something like this, then I will come back and I will fix it. And as I wait for this autosave, I will fix it right now. Oh, there we go, right on the autosave. So yeah, but on with something I do want you to look at. And the next thing I'd like you to take a look at is these, I guess you call them banners. I'm quite happy with how these turned out. They look rather cool. They use lots of wicked little techniques that I'm going to go more into depth in a video I've got upcoming, which is lots of fun things you can do with signs. Obviously you can see here what I've done is I've got one main sign and I've clipped another sign in here. These 4 meter label signs, yeah, into the edge, so you get this little trim right along the edge like that. And these are another thing I'll talk about, is using they're just L's, but you can see if you look at this bottom section, I've clipped some sideways to make the little banner, this, and you see this has a symbol in it, which I'll tell you how to get in that next video. But basically there is a bunch of I guess you'd call them ASCII characters, I don't know if that's the correct name for them, that will work in game, that you can put into the signs to make them look cool. And obviously that's what I've done with this as well. The center one, that's a special character. It's meant to look like an E. I didn't mean to do that, actually, that was quite convenient. Ooh, there we go. Obviously when it's sideways you can kind of see it's an E, because the save is called Ephesus, because that's the city that inspired this build, the ancient Roman city of Ephesus, which is actually in Turkey, but hey. But yeah, apart from that, I did some nice what would you call these, wooden beam round things, and some nice golden trim, and I dotted them all around the save. You can see a bunch of them there, there's a couple of them over there, and they're all over the place. But obviously they use big billboards, and I don't have crystal oscillators automated. The ones I have built have I've got the crystal oscillators for those from my doggos or from crash sites I found around the map. So obviously I didn't want to build, I've built quite a few of them, but I didn't want to waste all my crystal oscillators that I'd found or got from doggos on building these banners. So I probably will come back as the game progresses, especially when I automate crystal oscillators. I'll come back and I will add more of these things dotted around the base. But now back to more points of shame of things that I don't want you to look at. Okay, are you ready for this one? This is probably the worst one I'm going to show you. You ready for it? Please don't come over here and look at this. Yep. Lovely little bit of rough sky belting up here. It goes all the way over down here. All the way across here. There's also a nice bit of coal coming down from there that weaves its way through there. Over this way to... I don't mind you looking at the power plant. This power plant is here to power my next build, which is going to be a power plant. So it's going to be a rocket fuel power plant, but I needed some more power to get that up and running. So I built this very quickly to get the power, to get the proper power plant all set up. It's creating a little bit of plastic as well. And I made some turbo fuel and some regular fuel to do some unlocks. But yeah, the beltings. Oh yeah, and I did smokeless powder. But the belting here is very rough and very messy because this is all getting deleted. As well as, if you follow around here, this other piece of messy belting. I'll speed this up. This aluminium setup, which is being deleted, and which actually I have continued on with this save a bit, and this has already been deleted because my new train line comes right through here, so I had to get rid of it. I'll show you some shots of that train line right now, which will get more decorated, by the way. But yeah, this all had to go, but I built it because I was sick of not having the hover pack. So I built a small aluminium setup just so I could unlock the hover pack and put some Mark V belts in where I needed them. So this is reasonably neat, but then you've got horrible belt work coming down there and then off there to get some copper, clippy. Well, it doesn't clip through other belts, but I think it clips through the ground. So yeah, I prefer you didn't look at that, but again, it's been deleted. Already has been deleted. That power station over there will disappear once my next power station is up and running. I just needed that power, like I said, to get that power station up and running. So let's jump back to something more nice and something I would like you to take a look at. Okay, and the next thing I'd like you to take a look at when you view or download my save is these cool little stalls I've made. Now, these are blueprints. There you go. Blueprint. And all the blueprints will be downloadable, like I said before, as well as, I didn't mention it before, but these signs, they're blueprints as well, so you'll get to download those. But yeah, I thought they were quite cool little market stalls to add a little bit of character to the build. Again, I probably will add more of these in as I play. This one's a little armor stall, so you've got the shield here, and you've got the little armor stand. Not really to scale for the Pioneer, but you know, it's the best I could do. And yes, that is armor in Latin and ammo. I think it says ammo in Latin. But yeah, you've got like your weapons and stuff there. And yeah, these are separate blueprints. These are just the pipe holes, but I wanted to put them on top. When you place them, they are invisible for some reason, but when you go click, they will appear in your save. So I'll give you those. You don't really need them, but you know, they're there. But yeah, I thought these had a little bit more character. I do want to come in and add more things like this. Like I had the idea of making like a chariot, but like I said, the main factory and production is done. There's little bits of decorating I'd like to add, but I kind of want to move on to new projects, so I'm calling this done for now. And maybe if I get sick of those other new projects or I get in a bit of a slump with them, I'll jump back over here, design a little blueprint and carry on with that. So saying this, like I said, is finished. That's in heavy air quotes. I will constantly be tinkering with this, I think, coming back to it when I want a break from something else. But let's jump back now to something I don't want you to look at. Okay guys, another bad one. You ready for something I don't really want you to see? Here it is. This little area here, I'm sure there are plenty of little nooks and crannies around this whole base, something like that, nooks and crannies, where I have forgotten to fix little bits like this. Now I'm going to be honest, Again, I have fixed this bit. I know it was there. I just left it as an example of a really bad one where there's a tree sticking through, and I've unpainted some stuff, and there's a gap back here, and this bit sticks out and doesn't really go to the bottom properly. But like I say, I have now fixed this, but there are probably other bits. There's lots of little areas in this that I will probably come back to, and I will tweak, and I will finish. If you notice anything pretty egregious, drop it in the comments again, and I'll go and tweak it and fix it. But this is more of an example of something that, you know, again, I'll be perpetually coming back to this as I play the game and just going, actually, I don't like that. I might tweak that. I might tweak this. Oh, that's wrong. I've not done that right. Oh, I missed that bit. I'll fix that. So this is a prime example. I've obviously already fixed it. I know it's here. I left it here just to make a point, but it's fixed already. But let's move on to something I do want to show you. Okay, the next thing I do want to show you is this motor factory. You did see it in the last update video on this save, but I hadn't finished it. It was just like a basic framework, I think. I don't think it had any of the exterior done. It definitely didn't have this, which I quite like. Again, I might tweak it a bit. This little balcony detail at the front. I'll run you through it. We've got the first level of production down here, which what's being made here. Oh, you gonna show me? Let me have a look. There we go. So rotors down at the bottom here. There's a central column here that takes everything up. There is a bit out the back here which is making the copper sheeting, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, all the copper sheeting that needs making for this build. We go up the next level. We are making steel pipes, and there's screws downstairs on the other side. And over here we're making the iron for the steel pipes, then using the iron pipe recipe. And I'll take the stairs so we can see what they look like. This. Oh, look, another little unpainted bit. That'll still be in the save because I've already saved it. And here we have stators being made. You can see the rotors and everything. The motors coming down, rotors, stators going up. And then up to the top floor where we have our motors being made. I made a nice little open light thing, air thing. That was another thing I talked about in the last save, how dark it is in here. Like, and I don't think I'm that bothered. I think it's just, I'm not going to add too many lights because it's basically just, look, it looks dark there, but when you walk into it, the gamma adjusts, and it's not really as bad as it looks. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this, how this one turned out. Looks quite nice. I really liked how this open area ended up. Thought it looked quite cool, and I quite liked the pillars and the base. I've used it to inspire something over there that I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, I was quite happy with how this turned out. It's quite a big boy. Probably one of the bigger factories in here. But it looks quite good. And let's jump back to something I don't want you to see. Okay, and so this is maybe not one I don't want you to look at, I don't want to see. It's just an area that I'm not hugely happy with, because it's just a big open space. There's nothing in here. I created plenty of ideas. If I go into my blueprints and I go... No. Bandstand. I created a bunch of little things that I thought might look cool. I originally had these in there as well, you can see, and I thought of maybe trying to stack that on top of there, or doing multiple layers of this kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I just wasn't really happy with any of it. So yeah, I will definitely come back to areas like this, talking about whether this is finished again, and just put something here. But it's also good to leave a little bit of space, I suppose, because maybe I want to add another factory, maybe something that makes biofuel, maybe that's something that processes some what do you call them, yeah, biofuel or something like that I can use later in the game that I might want for some reason. So a little bit of space is not the worst thing that I can bang a little factory down into. But yeah, I think I definitely will come back and tweak and maybe make a nicer area. There's a few open areas. It's quite open over here. Maybe this needs more decoration. But again, that's something I'll come back to, and I'll tweak over my whole save. But I think I'm calling this finished because I want to move on to the next project, as I keep saying. And so we will now move on to something I do want you to see. So the next thing I think I don't mind you looking at is my Fixmas factory. Now, I have already done a video on this, so I won't go in depth. So if you want to go and check that out, I'll put the link in the top corner now. So you can go and check that one out, and I'll show you a bunch of the blueprints and I'll tour you around this. But now I'm giving out the save, you can actually come and have a look for yourselves. So yeah, go and check out that video, but we'll quickly jump on to something else I'd rather you didn't look at. Well, I mean, it's not that bad, but you'll see. Okay, and so the next thing I don't want you to look at, it's not really, not that you can't look at it, it's just something I'm not really happy with. I might come back and tweak it, I might not, but it's a little rebar, iron rebar, factory platform maybe. Like I did with this Quickwire, I was kind of experimenting with more open designs, and neither of them am I really happy with how they turned out. I think these pillars need something on top of them, but I can't really figure out what. And I don't really want to put a roof because that one looks way too closed and dark. So yeah, I'm not hugely happy with how this turned out, but you know, this is all experimentation. It's all just trying to play around with this style and this idea and seeing if I can make things I like. And sometimes that doesn't work, but you know, that's just the way things go. But I'm just gonna leave it as is, and maybe I'll tweak it, maybe I won't. But yeah, we will jump on to, I think, our final thing that I would like you to look at. Okay, and so last but definitely not least is my kind of Parthenon tribute, which is my train station. Now obviously in ancient Rome they wouldn't have had train stations, but I kind of needed one, so I had to build one. I thought, what better building to take inspiration from than the Parthenon, because I haven't done that style yet. And yeah, there's a lot of pillars in here. It's quite dark again, but I quite like it. I was, ooh, look, the unpainted bit. I was playing with this technique to embed the rail in this curve, and I used the trick I've shown on my previous tips video, which I'll link here, of using pillars, not full pillars like that. You can snap them underneath a train line, and then I used that idea to build a curve off of here to try and exactly match the curve with this curve here and that curve here. It kind of worked. I had to fiddle a lot with getting the level right. As you can see, this is very slightly hovering off the ground. You can see it goes down. Oh, another unpainted bit. It goes down here, and then the train line is slightly hovering. Which I don't think is a massive problem. It's really difficult to tell, but it's a technique I'm going to play with. And as you can see, like, I built these off of this, and they are not the same level as the rest of the foundations. I put some angles in here to try and hide that a bit, and I think it's turned out looking all right, but it's not a perfect technique. I'm going to work on it a bit more. I'm using it. I tried to use it again in my new build, and again it didn't quite pay off how I wanted it to, so I need a bit more finagling with that. But once I've developed it, I'm sure I'll make a video about it, so I'll let you know how I did it when I get it working better. And the only other thing to say about this is the exterior, which I quite like. Again, I went for like a Parthenon look with the pillars down the side and at the front here, and this angled roof for that. Now I wanted to maybe do a bit of a mural with some beams to make it maybe kind of you know, I mean, this is going to be crap, but like some kind of mural on here with some golden beams. But again, I haven't done that. I may come back to do it in the future. Maybe like a train symbol or something like that. But yeah, again, nice one maybe to the future. And I've got a nice little, what would you call this? Little balcony area, I guess. Here, another one of excited statues in the middle. I already have adapted this a little bit. I was planning on just doing my train lines along the ground like this, but I started doing it and I decided I don't like, just get rid of these. Isn't really a good example of it here. You see where it's all clipping through the ground? Just not a big fan, and it does it worse in some places if I'm carrying on like that. Some places it's really hard not to make it do that, and I couldn't be bothered with spending hours going, oh, I want to go to there, and then I want to go to there, and then I want to go to there. And then obviously the other issue is I want two lines, so like getting them to look neat next to each other is just, a single line's fine, but a double, getting this to work would take a lot of finessing and finagling, and I wasn't about it, because what I've decided is I just don't like doing rail lines. I like playing with trains and having trains running around. Trains are the main way I get around my saves when I've done them before. I use trains all the time, so it's really important. Like I said, this base doesn't really need a train station. There's nothing being imported in and out of it, but I want one because it's my starter base, where my hub is, and I use trains to get around. I never use hypertubes or hypercannons. I think I'm going to build one for the next save, which will be my first ever, not save, next factory, which will be my first ever hypercannon, because they do look fun, but I kind of feel like they're not in keeping with the game. So I have adapted these a little bit so they come out higher and they're on more of a platform, which I will cut in a segment of now, so you can see what I've done. And I will, again, I'll decorate these, I'll put some more supports around this area. I'll probably use these pillar type supports to keep it in theme, and then as we move away, I have done some little decorational bits, which I'll put another shot of that in here, editor, thank you very much. And I'll probably carry on this kind of theme for some rail supports as they go on. But yeah, that is it, guys. Now, obviously, I've been telling you things. I've been saying, oh, don't look at this, look at this. When you download the save, which you can do from my Discord, which there will be a link in the description for. If you come and drop in there, you can download the save and have a look at anything you want. The reason I wanted to do this in this style is sometimes you get these factory tours of big factories that people have spent hours on, and I'm guilty of it. We just show you the best bits. We just show you the most beautiful, gorgeous little bits, and I think it gives this false idea that, you know, everyone, these factories are all perfect and they're so beautiful, and they are, you know what I mean? I'm not saying they're not, but normally, more often than not, there is some spaghetti hiding somewhere. There's little unpainted bits, there's little hidden bits. So I thought I'd just show this one, warts and all, especially because I'm letting you download the save. It'd be silly of me to try and hide any of this stuff, and hopefully talking about my process and talking about when I think I'm done and what I'm happy to leave will help you guys with your factories and think, like, actually, I don't really care that this bit of my factory is a bit messy. It's fine, I'm going to move on to something else. This is a game. If you're not enjoying it, don't kill yourself over fixing every little thing just because you feel like, oh no, spaghetti doesn't really fit with this bit. It's like, who cares? It's your factory. If you're happy with it, you can call it done, finished, chef's kiss. Totally up to you. I do have a video planned. Hopefully one day I will get around to making it, where I talk about finishing factories and playing the game you want to play, rather than just seeing some beautiful build on Reddit and feeling inadequate for some reason. We all do it, and we really shouldn't. So anyway, this is a long wrap up. You might have also noticed there was no please come subscribe to my channel in this video. There's no segment where I go, please subscribe to my channel. Now, I'm not mocking anyone that does do that. Like, it's important. Lots of people do this kind of thing as their job. I don't. I hit 1,000 subscribers. Actually, we're now at 1,800 subscribers. I cannot thank you enough for that, guys. But at the end of the day, I've hit over that 1,000 subscribers, which means I get a little bit of money from these videos, which is amazing, which means I will hopefully one day be able to upgrade my microphone and upgrade some other little bits and pieces to basically with the aim to make better quality videos. But I don't plan to do this for a job. I do this because I love making the videos, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching them. Let me know down in the comments if you do, and you've heard me shout out more for comments in this video because I like interacting. I try and answer all your comments and stuff if I have something decent to say. So yeah, drop some comments, come and join the Discord, come and have a chat. I'm always up for answering questions or, you know, having a chat in Discord. So that's more important to me than getting more subscribers, is interacting with you guys and making videos that I enjoy making and that you enjoy making. So I've got no want or need to make this my job or to make it a career. More power to people that do. They're amazing and they're great, but that's not something I'm interested in doing. What I want to do is just make cool videos that I enjoy making and you enjoy watching. Maybe I should make that my catchphrase. Not to say if you want to subscribe, please do. But on that note, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.